Hey guys, Blizzard just put out an overview for how Season 1 is going to land with The War Within, World of Warcraft's new expansion, and I figured it's worth going over this together so that way you guys know when everything is coming, and you guys are going to be well prepared in advance for all the new stuff coming. That's, Season 1, the raid schedule, Mythic Plus, all that good stuff. So right off the bat, they did a really cool thing here where they just did just the facts, so this is going to be just straight dates for all their really important stuff. So on July 22nd, Dragonflight's Season 4 ladder PvP is going to be closing, and the Mythic Plus 0.1% title rating qualification ends. As of recording this video, which is the 22nd, so if you guys are a PvPer or a Mythic Pluser trying to push for that title, I'm sorry, but you guys, that door is closed now. July 23rd is when the pre-patch officially goes live on servers. That's going to be things like your class changes and balancing, stuff like that. Also, all the different UI changes. Basically, the expansion is going to be preloaded into your game, but a lot of it's going to be locked until the actual expansion goes live. And then you're also going to have to wait until the 30th for the actual pre-patch event to start. That's going to be that Radiant Echoes event where you're going to be going across the different zones and doing a bunch of activities, and also a really good way to get some gear up your alts, get them ready for the expansion, etc, etc. Moving on to August. So on the 20th of August, we're going to have the PvP preseason beginning, and that's going to start with the weekly resets. And then on August 22nd is going to be when the expansion officially quote-unquote starts. That's going to be for you early access players. So if you guys pre-purchased the game and got the super awesome Mega Deluxe Edition, you'll be able to play the game a few days early than the masses. I think it's also worth mentioning here that the early access is not going to be a way for you guys to get ahead of the crowd as far as endgame content. Yes, you will level faster than other players if you get the early access, but that's pretty much where it stops. All of the endgame activities like heroic dungeons, raids, Mythic Plus, all that fun stuff is not going to be open until weeks later. So unless you're someone that just wants to get to max level as quickly as possible, or you want to get a leg up on the profession game, you really don't need to do early access. So then on August 26th is the official release of The War Within. That's going to be when the game goes live globally at 3 o'clock PDT. And also this is going to be when the heroic dungeons unlock. And also the Season 4 Dragonflight PvE rewards are going to be retired. Then comes September 10th, that's going to be when Season 1 of The War Within officially begins. That's going to be the unlocking of the heroic raids, Raid Finder Wing 1, Mythic 0 dungeons, heroic seasonal dungeons, a new world boss, and PvP Season 1. Now again, it's worth noting here that Mythic Plus is not going to be open at the start of Season 1. You're only going to have access to Mythic 0 dungeons. So once Season 1 starts, you're going to have to wait an entire week, which is going to be on September 17th, and that's going to be when the Mythic Raid and Mythic Plus dungeons open up. You'll also have access to Raid Finder Wing 2, and then also the Raid Story difficulty opens up, which is something that I had no idea about. So in case anyone is curious what this is, the story difficulty is basically a way for you guys to do the raid with 1 to 5 players. And the mechanics and difficulty of it are significantly reduced, so it's something that people that are not good enough for raiding or even LFR can do and, still be able to experience the raid and story without having to deal with all the mechanics and, people getting upset at them for not knowing what to do. I looked around and I couldn't find what the reward structure is going to be like for this difficulty, but I imagine if I were to take a guess, it's probably going to be stuff that's item level lower than whatever you get out of LFR. I personally have mixed feelings as far as the story difficulty goes. On one hand, I do think it's really cool that they're offering a way for players to experience the raid without having to deal with, actual raiding. But then on the other hand, I feel like raiding is kind of like a sacred thing, and it's something that's supposed to be hard, and if you're not good enough to do it, I mean, there's a part of me that kind of is like, if you can't get in there, you really shouldn't be there. But I get it. The developers and people that spent a lot of time working on these raid encounters want as many people to see them as possible. And then also on this blog post, they show off the Season 4 end dates for a lot of the things. I'm just going to put it on the screen here. I really don't feel like it's needed to go over all this stuff because I feel like if you're someone that was trying to get any of this stuff, you are well aware of the end dates, but I feel like for a lot of people it's probably boring to get in all this stuff, so here's the screen. Take a look at it if you want to look at it. Let's move on. So the last thing I wanted to go over with this video is going to be going over the item level rewards for all the stuff with the dungeons and Mythic Plus. So the item level rewards you'll be getting out of the normal dungeons is going to be 554, and then once the actual Season 1 starts and Heroic is unlocked for the dungeons, we're going to be getting the Adventurer 4, which is 480 item level, and then once Mythic Zeros open up, you'll be getting the Veteran 4 gear, which is going to be 593 item level, and then once Mythic Plus officially begins, the +2 dungeons will be dropping Champion 1, 597, a +3 as well, +4 is Champion 2, 600 item level, +5 is Champion 3, 603, +6, Champion 4, 606, and so on and so forth. And then you can take a look on the side here for the Great Vault. That's going to be the item level for, what you're going to be getting out of the Great Vault every Tuesday. So now we know all of the dates for all of the events leading up to the launch of The War Within and up into Season 1. While I still got you here, why don't you do me a huge favor and subscribe to my channel if you guys enjoyed this video or just found it informative. My next video more than likely is going to be something more fun, kind of like a release date prep video. Not something I would take very seriously, but it's always fun to do those kinds of things. Also, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm still Solo, and I'll see you guys in the next one.